on that one. As far as I know, some of his statements he made today is he wanted all the park rangers out there disarmed. He says park rangers don't need to be armed. So, and I agree. They're not. The BLM's not a legitimate law enforcement. I don't even know who they are. And
right. Nobody really knows.
Happening. And so here's the thing. This is not just happening with Clive. This is happening across the country. They're having the same problem in Texas. I heard they had the same problem in Nebraska. And if the federal government can find ways to get all your stuff, they will. And that's exactly what they're doing to Clive. They want his land. They want resources. It's all about money in the end. Certainly not about a tortoise that they're going to euthanize anyway.
Certainly a complicated situation. Who's in authority charge right now? Like, obviously, you were trying to say, BLM wasn't definitely prevalent. They're not actually a federal entity, but was it the staties and the sheriffs that were kind of holding down the fort out there as far as authority figures go?
Yeah, the sheriff, I guess, has the authority to tell BLM to kick rocks, which they did today, or they told Clyde today at the press conference and the sheriff had told him that BLM is gone, and they immediately started picking up their operation.
You don't think there's any ulterior motives on the sheriff's part that, they're planning on getting everybody out of there and then starting the whole problem all over again?
They could, and if they do, then all Clive has to do is make a call to us, and we'll be right back there.
Can you verify that people were having problems getting in or out?
I know yesterday there was some people who were having some problems getting in. They had like some checkpoints or something, and there was even some guns confiscated. I don't know personally. That was just a rumor going around there, but that's not there now. So, but while we were driving out, there was quite a big turnout coming in. So we've been there for 2 days. We didn't sleep at all, and we just got home. So,
as you were heading out, you said more people were showing up. Can you? We had the last confirmation was only 20 people. Would you say it's much more than that?
Yeah. There was thousands there when we were headed out. But that was probably around maybe between 5 and 7 o'clock.
PM?
Yes.
So about 10, 11 hours ago?
Yeah.
All right, you wouldn't think within those last 10, 11 hours everybody left and there's only 20 people there.
They could have, I don't know. That was the last, when we were headed out, when we told Clyde and Carol that, we love them, we're headed out. That's what we saw on the way out.
Fair enough, man. And obviously, everybody's being real respectful. There was no really any altercations outside of the second day where a woman got tased on the premises.
I don't know about that. I know there was a woman that was tased and thrown to the ground. I don't know if you've seen that video on YouTube.
Yeah, that's the only actual altercation we know about.
Yes, that was it. There was no one arrested. There was no militia gunfire exchange. None of that. So
we're having a lot of people that were planning on chiming in once they got there, that are still headed there, or whatever the case is, but they're not contacting us right now. Is there cell phone problems? Is it that barren that they're not getting a signal, perhaps?
It could be. When we were there, our cell phones were working fine, and so was the internet service. Of course, there's mountains around, so sometimes you don't always get a signal. But that could have changed in the last, since we've left, so I don't know.
For people that are still heading there, would you recommend any special supplies you felt that the guys outside needed?
Yeah, just bring water, food, and and bring your patriotism. They can get down there.
Yeah, we tried to offer things like shade, batteries, glow sticks, things of that nature, night vision goggles.
Yeah.
Anything else you could think of being creative that anybody else could bring down there that they could use? We're actually thinking if this extends past Monday night, We were thinking about starting some sort of crowdfunding where people could donate to the rancher and he could help support supplies. Are they able to get in and out with supplies at least?
As far as I know, yes. When we were there, we were able to get people water, food, and everything. Everything was fine. So
Cool.
they did have some Metro Police on hand, but it was no big deal. So,
would you agree that now that it seems to be fizzling as far as the fact that BLM is out of there, how are the local authorities still treating everybody? Everybody's kind of being respectful and just
everything was
what's the next move?
There was of course you had a few hotheads in there, and we told them to kick rocks, but everybody stood their ground peacefully, respectfully, and we were able to put a big dent in a battle. We won a battle in many wars that need to be fought around the country. It doesn't just stop there. The federal government's been allowed to grow way, way too big. And if we don't start doing something, we got people committing crimes in the White House, in Congress, all the time, and nobody's doing nothing. So at least there is one man in this country who's willing to have the sack to stand up to him. And that's why we went there, because I said we need to go there and help them. Because if there was ever
so you went on your own free will, you're not paid at that.
Oh, go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Cooper, you weren't you went on your own free will pretty much. You were not getting paid to do what you just did.
No money. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know how I was going to get there. I had a friend from Las Vegas come and pick me up. So he drove out from Vegas. He picked me up. I called my other brothers, and I went and picked them up when we headed out. So, matter of fact, I'm broke. But we were able to raise $1,000, about $1,000 for Clive and his wife. So we're gonna make it. We're gonna send that money to him.
Would you recommend we move forward with that early now, or do you suggest we hold off for a little while, or because we could really get a crowdfunding going? We had some people that were more well off than the average bear that were willing to get that ball rolling.
I would keep the fight going. Let's not let them think that we're just giving up here.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to fight though.
The pressure on now that they're tucking tail and running.
It seems many people do not actually want to fight, obviously, but you're saying, what are we trying to achieve here at this point? He wants protesters, so what are we protesting now if they gave the stuff back?
He wants the land back, for one thing, to the people. Wants the land back to the people, and I think he wants all the park rangers there, unarmed. He wants their guns. He told the sheriff to bring them the guns. So, but I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if Clyde's. I think Clyde's he's got true grit, so he's going to stand his ground. So.
Did you have a lot of interaction with him and his wife?
Yeah. I was sitting at their kitchen table. We talked. We post stuff on the internet to try to get out. So because there was a lot of disinformation out there, so we tried to squash a lot of that. But like I said, the media is going to cover what the media covers. So.
All right, well, I totally appreciate you chiming in. If you're in touch with anybody that still is boots on the ground or anything like that, please let them know this conference call will be taking place again 8 p.m. Central Standard Time later today, Sunday. Yeah, and just, let them know to try to chime in at that point, and definitely want to have more people that are out there keeping. So you're saying literally there was a couple thousand people there?
That's what it looked like to me when I was on my way out, but I didn't get out and count them all personally either. So
sure, but they were all up along the roadside. Are they still near their flagpoles?
Yeah, there was when we headed out, there was still a pretty decent sized crowd.
And it's more of a camp out situation, would you say? Is it roadside, or do they have an area?
Yeah, there was a militia. The militia staging ground was just was further up from the protesters.
So they kind of kept protesters or militia separate for the most part, or?
Yeah. So, but there's, like I said, there's campgrounds. People are camping out there, and so.
Could you maybe try to give a guesstimate, give or take, how many actual different states showed up, and do you expect them to have any problems getting out?
How many different what now?
Different groups, different states showed up.
You mean as far as militia or protesters?
Yeah. Second Amendment groups.
There was the Oath Keepers, I think, where there was 3%ers there. And then the Arizona State Militia was there. I don't know about any other than that, because that's who we made contact with.
Okay.
And then there's also people. There was people from Washington State. There was people from all over that drove down there. Some people from South Carolina. So
you made it all the way across the country.
Yeah. So I mean, that's good. That's how America needs to be. When somebody has a problem like that and they ask for help, we got to be there at their backs. I mean, that's what true love is. Where it's that whole love thy neighbor thing. If somebody's kicking in my neighbor's door to try to kill him, of course I want to be there to try to protect him. And but likewise, when you got tyranny beating down on somebody like this, it's our duty as the American people, if we claim to stand for freedom, to go out there and stand with them and to be with them and to support them every step of the way. That's what's going to change this country. Then we got too much individualism here.
You're a true patriot, man. I really love hearing this from you. You're one of the first guys that stepped up to help out. I don't know if you were friends with them beforehand or how that really worked out. Did you just kind of hear the call to action on Facebook or something, and then you decided to go?
Yeah, I have about 15,000 followers on there, and then somebody had sent me his story. I got it over to a person I know over at InfoWars, and I said, "Look at this," and then I got it to a lot of other people. I just started sending it to everybody I knew, people like Mark Kessler and them, and then
Chief never chimed in. We had somebody from his chain of command that called in. Presumably, I believe he was supposed to be third in command, and there's a new second in command, and there's been some change of roles there, and apparently he's not behaving very well on his Facebook page under Mark's name while Mark's busy with a few things. But he had messaged me saying he was listening to the show, and I said, all right, well, what's the last 4 digits to your number so I can put you in the queue? And he just wouldn't answer me back. And other people have recently been trying to catch Chief Kessler as well. So if you ever do get a hold of Chief, we're still hoping to hear from him at some point.
Right. So, and then I just told everybody on Facebook, meet us there. We're going. We're booting up, and we loaded up everything we had, and we just left. So that's just
awesome. I appreciate you.
That's the kind of resolve we need. Where do you need me? I'm there.
Yeah. The ability to do that. A lot of people wanted to be able to do that. Some did, some didn't.
I know. We got a country that's in like absolute chaos. It's bankrupt. People are hurting. But like I said, the idea of freedom, if you truly believe in it, it can't be stopped. There ain't a government on the planet that can stop we the people if we can stay united. But the minute we lose that, the minute we become divided, it'll fall to pieces.
Yeah, I highly agree. I had a couple of people that were in the queue that actually dropped. If anybody wants to chime in, I'll take in right now. If you press *6, I could probably set it up that you could ask Blade a question. Anybody else wants to chime in? He was one of the most recent boots on the ground, the actual bodyguard to the ranchers, and that means a lot. A couple of people are chiming in. Did you have any more time, Blake?
Yeah, I got a little bit more time.
All right. Hopefully this doesn't disengage you, but I'm going to try to pull somebody else in, and then if you get muted, still stick around. I'll unmute you right away. 8489, you're on the call.
Hi, this is Becky Williams. I am your, pardon me, I'm the contingent for governor in Texas to secede. I have a couple of questions. I've been extremely busy and out of the circle